Now, we're talking about the world of mortgage broking, and I'm going to call that the world of broking. Now, a lot of people write into me, or they don't write into me, they email me or whatever, and they say to, look, Paul, I want to become a mortgage advisor, I want to become a mortgage broker. They get confused with the difference, and there is a big difference between the two, and a lot of people know that. The big difference is this. People take CMAP examination, or the CF6, to become a mortgage advisor. CMAP was pretty much invented in 1999, 98, amended in 2004, for the mortgage advisor, for the girl sitting in the bank, sitting in the building society, selling mortgages to customers who waltz in through the branches or on the telephone. They still call it telephony, old name that. Anyway, the point was that the scheme that they arranged was fairly straightforward, and it wasn't a particularly difficult case. Difficult cases were chucked out anyway. That's the world of a mortgage advisor. So people cast their CMAPs then to become a mortgage advisor, to be able to advise on a mortgage for a particular client, either restricted lending or whatever it is. Now, mortgage broking is very different, and not a lot of people appreciate that really. The mortgage broker's job, her job, and let's put her over here, shall we, the mortgage broker. Here we go, the mortgage broker. Her job is very different because not only does she have to naturally advise on a mortgage, she's got to select the most appropriate mortgage to suit the client's needs. She's got to look at identified needs and recommend it, suitability letters, all those good things. Of course she does. But she also has to broke the marketplace. Now, the mortgage advisor who sits in a bank branch or on the telephone, whatever it is, advises on a restricted group of products really from one lender. They don't have to broke. They don't have to broke the marketplace. The mortgage broker does. And that's where it gets complicated, because often the mortgage broker is faced with complex cases, difficult cases, specialist cases that are not actually in the realms of CMAP. CMAP does its best, but it doesn't really prepare you for some of the complex stuff that you get, because most of the stuff in banks and on the telephone, mortgage advisors, are pretty straightforward. So it begs the question then, if CMAP is not adequate for these, because it's not really, what is? Well, there isn't really. There's extra exams, there's the diploma, there's the RO7, and they do look at specialist mortgage cases in a whole lot more detail. So they're getting there with that. So if you want to become a broker, then you do need to go beyond CMAP. Of course you do. That goes without saying, doesn't it? But that's another story for another day. No, it's a bit more to it than that, because the broker has to get herself really up to speed with things. The broker will deal with two types of lending. The mortgage broker, this one, the mortgage broker will deal with two types of lending. The first type of lending she will deal with is what we call specialist lending. Specialist, there you go. The second type of lending she will deal with is complex, or I don't know, what's the best word for this one? Sort of difficult, awkward cases, complicated, difficult, I'm going to call it. And they are different, and I'll explain the difference between them. Now, specialist case that she needs to broke is where the broker needs to know a lot about a particular type of mortgage or house purchase or some kind of area of expertise. For example, a lot of lenders now are coming in now with commercial or semi-commercial finance, because the law's changing this autumn on converting property from commercial to residential. There's a lot of money available to lend on it, and there's a lot of landlords looking to make quite a lot of money on this as much as possible. And that's a great thing. Now, to be able to learn this, you can't get an exam that's going to teach you everything. Yeah, there are some special exams which can certainly help you along the way. But what you need to do here is to get really good at the specialist area that you're wanting to focus on. So if it's commercial finance or holiday mortgages, the best people to go for this one are the lenders in that area. So what I always recommend for specialist lending, an exam might help you, but the best place to go is to the lenders that focus in this area. Now, I have a lot of pals in the specialist lending area who deal in commercial, buy-to-lets, holiday lets, whatever it is, and they're BDMs, business development managers. And good BDMs nowadays, these are good ones by progressive modern ones, they're not bothered about piling in and buying you donuts anymore. That's gone like those days when they did that. You see the pictures on LinkedIn, don't you? Friday afternoon of drinking beer. That world is gone, and it's all a bit sexist as well. It's wrong. No, good BDMs nowadays are educators. They are trained to educate you, the broker, on their specialist area of finance. They will rock up and teach you all about commercial finance. They will have webinars, online seminars. They will do BDM briefings. They will even do in-house briefings. They'll do podcasts. They use all the tech, which is great, to teach you their specialist area. And boy, do they know about it. They know all about it. These lenders are very, very good at these specialist areas. They are the best in the market at finding out what's going on. So, talk to the lender, talk to the small building society, take the Cumberland, the Saffron, people like that. They deal in specialist areas. They know a lot about it. So talk to them and they will educate you as much as possible, which is brilliant, in the day. So that's specialist lending. A broker would get involved in that big time. Some advisors might do, depending on what their products are, but mostly it's the brokers. So let's now take a look at the second area, which is difficult or awkward cases. Now I've got new brokers coming into our coaching system. We have an inner circle coaching system where a lot of people take up coaching with me, and they say to me, "Look, I've got this case. I don't know where to place it." And I say, "Okay, well, how did you get the case?" Well, they phoned me, they contacted me, and I'll talk about that in a second. That's quite normal. And they said, "Well, I can't place it. There's no one lender that will do this." And that's what they call a difficult or awkward case. They are kind of cases which are outside of normal criteria. And what you need to do here is to find a lender who'll bend things for you, who'll tweak their criteria. You need to find a lender where you can talk to their BDMs. The best type of BDM are the internal BDMs, by the way, because you can get them on the phone or on Zoom, whatever it is. Talk to them. They will have the ear of the underwriter if the firm is small enough, and they will be able to stretch the case slightly, maybe bend it a little bit to allow you to fit that particular case. And that's how you deal with difficult cases. There's no lenders that do them per se. They'll do them, but they'll do them via twisting the multipliers, twisting the criteria, whatever it is. You've got to know your brokers. You've got to talk to your colleagues and friends about the type of brokers, type of lenders that will help. So know the brokers that you can talk to that can help you with the lenders. You've got to get to know your lenders. Speak to your colleagues, find out how to place these cases is a key one as well, isn't it? And that's the way you handle these really at the end of the day. The search engines may not help. Yeah, search engines help advisors, they help specialists, big time specialists. They don't help so much with difficult cases because no search engine has all the connotations that you can have for changing criteria. But get away from maybe some of the rate-driven ones, the Brains, the Trigals. Get into some of the smarter criteria. Legal & General Mortgage Club have got a great one, smarter criteria, I think they call it. There's plenty of these new search engines that search for criteria as opposed to the best rate or the headline rate. Now they're the ones that are more modern now, and they're getting better, and they're linking into your CRM systems and best advice systems. So start using some of those sourcing engines might help as well. But the best thing to do, this is kind of finishing off really, if you're looking to enter the market, the world of broking, is to think about what brokers get involved in, if that's what you want to do. If you want to become a mortgage advisor working for a bank, but that's fine, go for it. But that world's changing. They're going AI on this one. I've talked about it many times before. What they're doing, they're getting with the advisor and they're making it into an AI bot. That's what they're doing because it's cheaper. But broking won't go that way for a long, long time. Specialists, yeah, get yourself into specialist areas, definitely. But here's the key. Here's the secret sauce. If you set up as a broker and kind of get your office or Zoom, whatever, and say, "Come on, customers, come and talk to me," you'll get all sorts of rubbish approaching you. You'll get the kind of cases that are difficult because they can't go anywhere else. That's why. If you're doing reactive marketing, now we'll set up a website, whatever, and just wait for the phone to ring, then you'll get difficult cases. You will. It's just the way it is because they would have gone there, maybe gone there and didn't get any luck. And you then have to spend hours trying to place the case. It's difficult, it's hard work, it's not rewarding. You'll get a reputation with lenders if you keep tweaking criteria all the time. No, that reactive methodology doesn't actually work as well. And by the way, you earn the same money, the same prop fee, don't you? Whether the case is difficult, awkward, or specialist. Now, what you want to do is you want to market yourself. You want to niche your specialist area. If you want to niche difficult cases, do so. But personally, I wouldn't even touch them because they're hard work. They don't actually achieve an awful lot. The customer gets very needy. No, you want to go in the specialist area where you're dealing with perhaps a niche product, maybe a niche customer base. A pal of mine deals in the medical side of things. He only deals with doctors and surgeons. I know one mortgage broker that only deals in dentists. You know, these are niching with the customer, niche in the product area, niche in the specialist area, and then turn up your marketing engine to focus on that niche, that specialist area. Get a reputation for it. Get referrals in that niche area. Seth Godin once said the secret to doing a really great product is to invent something that's small enough to appeal to a very small audience. And then make it so good that those people refer you. So don't market to everybody. You know, these guys do that. They got the budget still. Market to a select audience. Make your product and service so good for that audience, they will not stop by referring you to their friends and colleagues. That's the secret, isn't it? It's a specialist proposition that you want to go to as a broker. That's your aim, and that should be your aim moving forward in order to combat AI and everything. So that's the world of broking. I hope that's been useful for you.